We'll be discussing Christine's book, Janelle's emotional reaction to Kody, the bizarre power between Kody and Robyn, and how triangulation and manipulation slowly destroyed the whole Brown family. So sit tight, because this is one of the most intense and eye-opening breakdowns we've ever done. Let's start. It begins with Janelle meeting two of her close friends, Angela and Christina. Janelle explains something that immediately tells us how damaged her relationship with Kody became. She says that when Kody is around, her body reacts, not just emotionally, but physically. She said it felt like her body was rejecting the space whenever he entered the room. That type of reaction doesn't stem from small issues. It comes from long-term emotional trauma. Her friends try to lighten the moment with jokes. Angela jokes about Kody losing his hair. Another jokes about him losing his voice. They laugh together, but it isn't real laughter. It's the kind of laugh people give when there's too much pain underneath. From there, Christine's book becomes important because this book exposed something that changed the way fans viewed the family forever. Christine wrote of something very personal. One day, Robyn came to her and asked, "Why aren't you giving Kody massages anymore?" Christine was shocked. She had never told Robyn one thing about her intimate relationship with Kody. The wives had a rule. They do not talk about the bedroom. So how did Robyn know? There was only one answer. Kody told her. Christine felt betrayed immediately. Kody had no right to share their private life with another wife, and Robyn had no right to repeat it back to her. Christine told Robyn, "He doesn't give back. So why should I?" Rather than understanding, Robyn defended Kody and said, "He's a great husband." Christine realized that anything she said to Robyn would go straight to Kody and probably return to her twisted. This was the moment Christine stopped trusting her. But Christine didn't want drama, so she tried to stay civil, did things with Robyn, bought dishes for family events, prepared holidays together, tried building a bond. But deep inside, her trust was already broken. Now we move into something deeper, something that very few people understand about polygamy. In many polygamous groups, one wife is used by the husband as his favorite. This favorite wife becomes an emotional center. She gets attention, she gets privilege, she gets financial benefits, she gets influence, and slowly she becomes the gatekeeper to the husband. She is the one who controls the narrative between wives, the one who gets the nicest house, the one who controls the emotional atmosphere of the entire family. Robyn became that wife. And here is the truth. Women in polygamy are victims of the system as long as the latter is built upon inequality. But sometimes, with time, those women become enforcers of the same system. They stand in support of a husband in order for him to control the other wives. They influence decisions and benefit from the favoritism. They gain power not by strength, but by emotional strategy. Later, Janelle explains something to her friends that reveals this perfectly. She says, sometimes a person gains power by pretending to be powerless. She says Robyn often acts like the victim, the one who is always hurt, always attacked, always misunderstood. And when Robyn does this, Kody immediately feels like he must defend her. He becomes the hero. He becomes the rescuer. He fights for her. He argues with the other wives. He attacks the people she says are hurting her. This gives Robyn emotional control without ever raising her voice. It is what psychologists call triangulation, a manipulation tactic, in which a person brings a third person into the conflict to create confusion, destroy communication, and shift blame. Robyn uses triangulation to control. But the truth is, Kody does it too. Kody triangulated the wives for years by comparing the wives to each other. He would compare them, saying things like, "You should be more like Robyn. Robyn doesn't treat me this way. Robyn respects me. Robyn understands me better." Those statements break trust. They destroy confidence. They create jealousy and competition. They make the wives feel like they have to fight for attention. It was this emotional imbalance that ultimately destroyed the whole family. Now, let's talk about the phrase Janelle uses, equally yoked. In religion, this means two people that match each other in values. But here, Janelle meant something very different. She meant that Kody and Robyn match in how they think, in how they act, in how they react emotionally. They feed each other's egos. They support each other's manipulations. They enable each other's bad behavior. They empower each other's insecurities. This is why their bond is strong, not for any reason of it being healthy, but because it's built on shared toxic patterns. When Robyn cries, Kody gets louder. When Robyn claims she's hurt, Kody becomes aggressive. When Robyn acts fragile, Kody becomes protective. And because Robyn benefits from this, she continues acting helpless. And this process continues. And this behavior didn't only affect the wives, it affected the children too. Robyn created an us versus them situation inside the family. Her kids were the victims. The other wives' kids were the problem. This caused emotional damage between siblings who grew up together for years. Kody distanced himself from many of his own older children because he felt that they were being unfair to Robyn. This was the emotional divide that actually brought down the family, rather than the fights aired on television. Now let's look at Christine and Janelle as individuals. Eventually, Christine realized that she didn't have anything left in this marriage. She was giving all of herself, emotionally and physically. She was getting nothing back from him. She was judged, compared, disrespected, and pushed aside. Leaving was her only path to healing. Janelle had an unusual reaction. Her body literally rejected Kody's presence. It does happen that when years of emotional stress overwhelm an individual, the body remembers what the mind is trying to ignore. Her body was trying to tell her something, that it was no longer safe around him. Finally, she listened. Neither of them left because they wanted freedom from the lifestyle. They left because they were dying inside it emotionally. Meanwhile, Robyn was becoming more powerful, but in a deeply unhealthy way. She learned how to keep control by acting weak, by acting hurt, by acting scared. She let Kody do the emotional fighting for her. She stayed quiet while reaping the benefits of the damage he inflicted on other relationships. It's the sort of behavior common in toxic partnerships, where two people bring out each other's worst qualities rather than their best qualities. In the end, the sister-wives family didn't fall apart due to normal marital disputes. It fell apart because it was already broken down emotionally from inside. Manipulation, triangulation, favoritism, betrayal, and psychological imbalance. These had all been slowly destroying the family for years. Christine and Janelle left to survive emotionally. Robyn and Kody stayed together because they reinforce each other's behavior, and Mary remained in that situation where her emotional needs never came into consideration. This is the real story behind Sister Wives, not the story the show gave you, but the emotional reality that was happening under the surface. Thank you for watching, besties. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more deep breakdowns. Catch you in the next one. The whole video is explaining how the relationships between Kody, Robyn, Christine, and Janelle became extremely complicated and emotionally unhealthy. Janelle tells her friends that whenever Kody is near her, she feels uncomfortable in her body, almost like her body is warning her to stay away from him. Her friends joke about Kody losing his voice or losing his hair, but behind the jokes, you can feel that Janelle is emotionally tired and hurt because of how stressful things became with Kody. Christine wrote in her book that Robyn once asked her why she wasn't giving Kody massages anymore. Christine was shocked because she never talked to Robyn about her private or intimate relationship with Kody, and all the wives had agreed not to discuss anything related to the bedroom. This meant that Kody had been talking to Robyn about Christine's private life. And then Robyn came back to Christine with that information. Christine felt betrayed by both of them because something so personal was shared without her permission. When Christine told Robyn that she stopped doing massages because Kody never gave anything back, Robyn defended Kody and acted like he was a perfect husband. That made Christine realize that anything she said to Robyn would go directly to Kody and probably be twisted. The explanation then talks about how this type of behavior is common in many polygamous families. The husband usually gives one wife more attention and power, making her the favorite, and that wife often ends up influencing or controlling the other wives. Even though the wives may be victims of the system, sometimes they also become part of the problem by pressuring each other or helping the husband maintain control. Robyn eventually became Kody's favorite wife, which gave her more emotional and financial power in the family. Janelle explains to her friends that Robyn often acts like the victim, saying everyone is attacking her or harming her. When she does this, Kody immediately jumps in to defend her, acting like he needs to protect her. By pretending to be helpless, Robyn gains power because Kody fights her battles for her and ends up damaging his relationships with the other wives. Janelle says this is a way of gaining power by appearing powerless. This behavior is part of a psychological tactic called triangulation, where a person brings someone else into a conflict to create confusion, avoid responsibility, and turn people against each other. Robyn uses this tactic by making Kody believe the other wives are hurting her, and then Kody becomes angry at them on her behalf. But Kody also uses triangulation himself. He compares wives to each other, praises Robyn in front of the others, and tells some wives to act more like Robyn. This creates jealousy, insecurity, and emotional distance among the wives. It destroys their trust and makes them compete for Kody's approval. Janelle says Kody and Robyn are equally yoked, meaning they think alike, behave alike, and support each other's manipulative behavior. They both play the victim, they both seek control, and they both feed each other's egos, which makes their partnership very strong but also very toxic. Robyn gains even more power because she knows how to act helpless in a way that activates Kody's need to be the hero. When she cries or acts scared, Kody becomes defensive and attacks the other wives, while Robyn stays quiet and looks innocent. She lets Kody take all the anger while she benefits behind the scenes. This dynamic also affects the children because Robyn teaches an us versus them mindset. The message becomes that everyone outside of her and Kody is harmful or untrustworthy. This causes huge emotional distance between Kody and many of his older children, and it damages the relationships between kids, wives, and Kody even further. The overall explanation is that the drama seen on Sister Wives is not just normal family disagreements. It is actually a deeper pattern of manipulation, emotional dependence, victim playing, and power struggles. Robyn may have been a victim at the beginning, but over time, she also became someone who contributed to the toxic environment. Kody and Robyn function like a team that supports each other's worst behavior which resulted in the collapse of the relationships with the other wives. The story shows how polygamy can trap women emotionally and create situations where everyone gets hurt, especially those who try to break away from the system. If you want, I can also make this shorter, longer, more dramatic, or YouTube style.